Hello everybody, John here, and on to the garage today. I'm out on the road. I've been doing some work today, and I'm in the Jeep Cherokee. And at the moment, I'm on a little excursion to go and collect some wheels. So I've been looking around for a little while for some wheels for Betsy, the T4 Autosleeper Trophy. Situation is, Betsy has some really cheap and nasty wheel trims on, and if you take the wheel trims off, what you discover is I've got a collection of 3 different steel wheels across the 4 that are on and 1 spare. So whereas I might previously have decided to dress the steel wheels up, some rings on, some embellishers, that sort of stuff, it's not really an option because I have to buy new steels. Also, I am in need of some tyres. Tread's fantastic, age not good, so rubber's starting to go. But I didn't want to get new tyres because I didn't know what size my wheels were going to be.
Please keep to the right onto M4 in half a mile.
The wheels that are on at the moment are 15s, and I always knew that I was going to go up in size, but I was not going to get daft, so I've just had to hold off on the tyres. So I've been sort of searching around. Like a lot of people, I think I really like Fuchs wheels, but they are quite expensive.
Now keep to the right.
Those which aren't too expensive, not from my own experience but by reputation, don't seem to be desperately well made, don't seem to be well finished or lacquered, so they don't stay looking nice particularly long. So that's left me sort of trawling eBay, Facebook Marketplace, that sort of thing, just looking around for a decent alternative that's not going to cost me a lot of money. And I've dropped on some nice wheels that I admire, but do need, let's call it, a bit of love and restoration, and I'm on my way to collect them as we speak.
Please keep to the right in 2 miles.
And the thing with running a commercial vehicle, albeit it's not carrying any commercial loads anymore, is you do need a strong wheel on there. And to be fair, you know, most decent car steel wheels have sufficiently high load ratings to tolerate a camper van, but you want a bit of safety margin. So I've been looking around for wheels which are both attractive to me and strong. And all wheels have a load rating, but strong generally comes from 2 factors. One is quality. It has to be made by a good manufacturer, not have porosity, not have thin spots, not be brittle. So it has to be a good quality wheel. And to be strong, there has to be a lot of it. And by a lot of it, I don't mean large diameter. In fact, that's probably worse. What you don't want is lots of spindly spokes you can put your fist through and touch the disc. You want a wheel that's reasonably chunky, well filled in, not the stylist's favourite, possibly, certainly not the lightest, possibly, but there's a lot of material there. And so what I've managed to find myself, after quite a lot of searching...
Please keep to the right onto M4 in half a mile.
After quite a lot of searching, is some wheels from a 1990s Audi A6 Quatro. And it's a style of wheel that I admire anyway, and I have seen it on the odd T4, and I think it suits the van well. They're 17-inch wheels, which for me is the sweet spot. That increased diameter means you're using a lower profile tyre and losing some of the sidewall height therefore improving the vehicle handling just a little bit, getting rid of some of the roll, as the high top body is able to put a lot of leverage on the high sidewalls. But not going daft and eliminating all of the sidewall rubber and giving yourself a really harsh ride, begging to curb the wheels because the aluminium is so close to the road and the curb, and if I'm honest, just for me, looking wrong. There are very few vans that I think look well with a very low profile tyre, and even then they only look good if they're lowered, and I've got no intention of lowering Betsy. Betsy has to earn her living, so she's mainly our day van for going off and having a coffee at the beach. She's used occasionally to go and collect larger objects that won't fit in the cars, and this season she's been pressed into action as a bit of a mobile office for me for work. So she needs to be able to cross over silent policemen, cover a bit of rough ground in the odd factory, but also crossing campsites which don't always have well paved roads, all the rest of it. So she needs to stay very usable. I don't want a dragging its ass along dropped camper van. The Cherokee's been providing fine service for me on my epic commutes, and over the last 250 miles of mixed driving, I've returned 44 to the gallon. This is a 2.2 turbo diesel with a automatic gearbox and four-wheel drive. I don't think that's too bad at all. Well, here are my wheels. Obviously originals. Steelies. Square holes here, round holes there, all sorts. So a mixed set of 15-inch steels, and my new set, which obviously not new at all, of 1990s Audi A6 Quatro wheels, which I like a lot. I just like the look of them. I like the way they dish in slightly, and they're obviously a burly wheel. So I managed to buy 4 of these in okay condition. They've got scuffs and bumps on them, with usable but no good tyres, for £50, 50. So very pleased with that. And I'm going to have to buy, I think, some new studs. Not particularly for a reach situation, because these don't actually have a very thick backplate, but because they're alloys, they tend to have a straight or tapered seat, and these are steels which would tend to have a cupped or ball seat. So I will check that out and just see what I've got, but chances are I'm going to buy some new studs. Other than that, they should be straight fit. So very first thing I'm going to do, just to amuse myself, is put some wheel cleaner on them, just see how they come up. I'm using this stuff. I'm not showing you it here because I'm suggesting it's brilliant. I'm showing it here because I've got 2 tins of it. It was cheap as chips, and it looks like a fire extinguisher. What's not to love? So the deal with this is squirt it on, leave it for a couple of minutes, give it a bit of an agitate, wash off. Smells nice. Pine fresh, I would say. Well, see what that does. Got no interest in the tyres whatsoever. They'd been on a vehicle until I bought them, they'll be good enough to drive it to somewhere to get some tyres. That's all I need. But today, I'm just having a little look. Well, they're really not too bad. A few tar spots on them, which are coming off my fingernail. Little bits of lacquer defects. And the rims, as you would expect, knocked around quite heavily. But for £50, some wheel trims would have cost me that much. Yeah, so these have got ball round seat, which is quite typical of steel wheel. So we will be getting some more studs. While we're at it, might as well have them longer by the thickness of the alloy wheel. I really don't like studs, not bolts even, sorry. Much prefer studs that stick out of the hub. Okay, so time for a quick trial fit. Perfect diameter of the hub. So, guy who sold it to me was right. Direct fit. With a stud you can kind of hook it on and everything's going to line up. These, it's like a three-dimensional puzzle. You've got to get it right that way and that way, and just genuinely don't like them. Right, let's get one. So this thing keeps slipping off. No, it wasn't it. Horrible things. Again, if you're mauling this at the roadside, it just makes everything harder. So now you can't damage the hub because there's no studs in it, no threads to bash, but you can still take the studs out of a hub if they're splined. Right, he's on. Ooh. Wind him up until everything lines up hole-wise. And I'll back him back off. reason I've decided to put the other studs in is I'm going to just roll it down the drive to see where everything settles ride height wise, and check for any possible fouling. It's such a minor increase in width that shouldn't be any issues, but it'd be a shame to have the trouble getting the tyres fitted, buying new studs, and then discover there's an issue where I could easily just put these other nuts in and roll him up the drive. So, that was the original bolt. See the radius on its shoulder, and we've now got these bolts with a cone on their shoulder, and they're suitable for alloy wheels. There are a few alloy wheels with the radius shoulder seats, and the aluminium wheels that were actually supplied with T4s will have those. Right, so wheels on. Tyres aren't brilliant, but they are all legal, so I'm now off to go and get a quote for the tyres. Wish me luck. So I check to see if there's any rubbing noises.